You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Cecilia's trying to crack me up here. What are you doing?
Okay, nothing. I mean, we're going to listen to Joy Udo Gabriel, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's listen to Joy Udo Gabriel, now the national 100 meters champion. And speaking on her hopes and aspirations for the year, of course, that has to do with the Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Training hard, more determination and focus, I'm doing everything I can to get me there, trust me. It's just two so far, but I know there are still more coming up and the chances are very high. Race is a race, anything can happen, but I know I'm going to qualify for the Olympics. That's what I know. School and sport, trust me, it's very difficult. It's just like you're working and you're schooling. One must suffer loss, but I try my best to balance both of them so that I don't lose on both sides. I've just been trying my best. Trust me, it's very difficult. I don't know, but God has just been super amazing to me. Yeah, that's it.
There you go there. Joy Udo Gabriel, national 100 meters champion, still hoping, aiming to qualify for the Olympics. Our progression in the last couple of years has been quite remarkable. She was discovered by making of champions in school. And look at her now, 3-4 years down the line, she is actually this close to going to the Olympics. I really
hope too.
I'm hoping she makes it.
Yeah, because she was saying that she'll do everything possible to ensure she gets that ticket to Tokyo 2020. Another thing is, how easy is it for you? You're a student in Nigeria, you're praying for the Olympics, trying to balance in it and all that. It's really tough on her. Boss is on strike right now. Okay, listen.
One in
sorry,
strike.
I have to say that. But then, one is strike,
right? It is what it is.
It is what it is. But then, we're just hoping and praying that she, get that ticket that she needs to get to Tokyo 2020.
That's where we're hoping the uni. Unilag here, we're talking about the corporate, ensure cooperation with these athletes.
She is a superstar. Come on, just give her the support
The last time we had Lisbeth Ayana Cho. She told us as well she's hoping to get the cooperation of her school so they can let her really prepare for these games, so she doesn't go there to make up the numbers. And I believe these schools will do.
You know what it means for your athletes, to be at the Olympics. Remember when I say Brume returned to her college
in Turkey, Cyprus.
Cyprus, yeah.
Okay.
And you saw the rousing welcome that she received.
It puts the school on the map as well. So why would you not want to support, a situation like that? So,
that's what they should do. Right, that's all for Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Of course, we'll continue our countdown and we're praying and hoping that COVID-19 will not stop the Olympics from going on July 24th. Yes, that's the countdown. That's our aspiration. Although we can still have it in December, but then we just want July 24th. All right. Okay. Now, before our guests will join us this morning, Amaju Pinnick has been talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
What about?
There was this rumor that players were trying to riot, not honoring games and all that, want to stay back, but then bonus issues and everything. But then he says, look, everything is under control and everything. There's nothing like that. But then, of course, the bonuses will be paid. And also the question of COVID-19, how they're going to manage it, knowing that, fine, you have 2 cases in Lagos. We've not had anyone in any other parts of the country. It's not in Asaba or anywhere. But then they're actually working with the Ministry of Health and everyone to ensure that, proper tests carried out and everything. And the fact that when the Super Eagles of Nigeria are flying, they're going to reduce the numbers of people flying to Sierra Leone just to be able to, precautionary measures, basically. Let's hear from Amaju talking about all these.
Our players are happy. It's a reflection of what is going on, so we are happy with them. They're happy with us. I speak to them. We'll do everything humanly possible. The Honorable Minister is on top of it in ensuring that whatever is being owed them is going to be paid to them, But like I said, under my leadership, the players have demonstrated true patriotism, unbelievable patriotism. They've demonstrated because they know that once we give them all the luxury, all the necessities in ensuring that they win games. Like now we are planning for their game. We've been able to secure a charter that will take them from Asaba straight to Freetown. And we want to reduce the number of people because of the coronavirus that are going to be flying with them this time. reduce the number of people to the barest minimum. We want to take precaution. We're in touch with the Delta State government. Indeed, the governor is a medical doctor. So we're going to take all preventive and cautionary measures. The same thing when we get to Sierra Leone. We're not going to cut corners. We're not going to take any chances. We're in touch with the Federal Ministry of Health, or the disease control unit, in ensuring that everything is not just for the Super Eagles, any of our national team, because to us, it's looking like a pandemic, and we want to avoid it. We want to help Nigeria to avoid it as much as possible, because it's all those kind of things that bring in or take it out, So we want to work towards achieving that.
Absolutely. So no fear of coronavirus. So NFF is actually taking care of that for the Super Eagles game coming up next week against Sierra Leone, home and away. Are we having Neobong Monday in the studio? It's good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, Cecilia. Good morning, Tayo. And coronavirus, horrible. Very, very horrible. It's spreading like wildfire and affecting sports in general, affecting football particularly. A lot of postponements, a lot of cancellations. And our prayers, our hope is that there can be a bit of succor in the end. There can be a bit of relief in the end, that we can find a way to ensure that it doesn't go that bad, because it looks like big competitions, massive competitions might be worst hit. Tokyo Olympics, and how many years they put in preparation. Japan to host a tournament that big. Euro 2020 is even in a bit more trouble because multiple cities are hosting the Euro 2020. So it's quite difficult, and we hope it doesn't. People in Africa, we're not really feeling it. It is the Europeans who are feeling it more. But if care is not taken, thank goodness the measures are being put in place in Nigeria to ensure it doesn't go worse than it is at the moment. But it's quite difficult. It's quite very horrible. Money's lost. Barcelona talked about losing £6 million in that game against Napoli alone in terms of revenue, gate takings and all. It's difficult.
It's difficult. It's a tough one, and hopefully we'll be able to at least, minimize it, and it won't spread as it's done. In the US, it's really looking bad right now. So how many deaths? 29. Okay. All right. Let's leave that and quickly talk about Nigeria Professional Football League. So reactions they coming from the LMC following the death of Chineme Martins. It's a sad story. But then the story, just yesterday, internet was awash that LMC,
that the
NFF has ordered that they should suspend games. But LMC has come to say, look, that was not what NFF said. What they're saying is that in conjunction with the Ministry of Sport, they're saying, look, games that don't a statement that came out, games that clubs that don't have the necessary medical personnel and equipment will not be allowed to play. So that's what they're saying. That's these clubs that don't have this on standby and all that. They won't be allowed to play games. That's what they're saying. So they're not saying games should be stopped. And that's the statement that's coming from LMC this morning. I mean, it's been crazy with everyone asking, does that mean the league is going to be suspended? You're having maybe Plateau United actually at the top right now, winning the league, like what happened the last time when they had the bridge version. But the LMC is actually clarifying that, saying, look, this is simple, and it's simple enough. What they're saying is clubs that don't have this required equipment will not be allowed to play football, and not the league. Suspension.
And I asked a question.
Okay.
Between Sunday and today, is it possible that clubs who didn't have this equipment, or between Sunday and the next week, the clubs who didn't have this equipment or didn't have the necessary personnel would have it today? That's the question. And I'm sorry, and I'm very sorry. I don't know who I'm particularly angry at, but I'm frustrated that over the years, we've run a league for a very long time, and we haven't managed to do things right. Football is not as important as human life. And I've said this many times because, and I'm sorry if the LMC people are watching, the powers that be at the LMC, but they've got to bury their heads in shame. Because when you run a professional football league, there are certain indices, there are certain things that you expect clubs to be able to have before we can play professionally.
They have it already in the statutes. They have it. It's just the club that.
But yeah, what's the point of having it?
What's the point of having it and you're not enforcing it?
Exactly.
They said
the
match commissioners have been, they're supposed to have they have the checklist. What they're supposed to check pre-match. When they're having their pre-match requirements.
But games have gone ahead without
enforcing.
That's the bottom line, Cecilia. What's the point?
I watched NPFL games where there's a head-on collision, and you're watching outside. You're thinking maybe that person is concussed, and you're seeing the supposed medical people running into the pitch with pure water.
What do they come out
with ice blocks?
Do you see oxygen? Do you see
no oxygen? So I think that it is best served if we can even suspend the league and get things right.
Wow,
we've got to find a way and get things right. Cecilia Tayo, anywhere in the world this thing happens, people resign. People resign because this is negligence. Negligence from the club, negligence from the LMC, NFF,
all of them.
Someone said they should be, the NFF should be looking at the league as an oversight function. And I'm sorry, Malam Shehu Diko is the chairman of the NFF, is the vice president of the NFF. So what is the difference between Malam Shehu Diko and the NFF? If we're not getting things right, human lives are more important than football.
But clubs also needs to be blamed for this.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not just putting the blame on the LMC. It is the club. The reason I'm more hard on the LMC is because you are the regulator. Exactly. You are the one who ensures that certain games, certain things should go in certain ways. And if you're not supervising the league in the manner you should do, if you allow people get away with murders, which is what we get away with match day, we hear that on match days we're supposed to have 50 policemen in the stadium as a form of security.
Do you see
Cecilia, be honest. Tayo, be honest. Have you ever gone to an NPFL ground and saw 50 policemen? It is a blatant lie.
I have not counted, but usually they have close to 20 or thereabouts.
Come on. In a league that is very particular, very peculiar like ours, where fans are very volatile, fans over the years haven't quite gotten the necessary education in terms of conducting themselves in a football ground. The LMC have got to sit down. That's why I think the league should go on suspension.
Wow.
Suspend the league. Wow. Let's sit down and get things right.
All right, we can sit down and get this right, and the league will still be going on. That's why I love this measure they put in place. Look, if you don't have this, you won't play your game. I think that will actually help
Monday
but if you put the league on suspension, will they go ahead and actually get these things into suspension?
Yeah, because that's enough time to get it out.
Most of the clubs are owned by government. They've had the money. They need to cough it out. Let's start from the club itself that lost the player. So they need to cough it out. They have the money. They're owned by government. They have the money. They should bring out the money and spend on these clubs. If they cannot, then give it out.
Right now, Cecilia, on Monday, the league will continue on Sunday, match day 24, and you asked a very good question. From that Sunday to the Sunday,
is it possible?
All of them,
all of a sudden,
will continue. We will continue to watch.
Some of them have it. Rivers United, for instance, we've seen some clubs already have this.
We love the NPFL, and we want it to grow. We want it to be better. I think it's a product that we're not taking good care of.
We're not selling.
That's my problem. We're not selling. That's the right word. It's a product we're not selling, and clubs need to be pushed. They need to be pushed. And who is responsible for pushing the clubs? The LMC. Are they doing enough? I'm sorry, no.
All right, then that's it.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah,
let's
move on, because there's still a lot to talk about
Champions
on the show
right now. I mean, something that will give us joy, except that some games were played and behind closed door. How do you have a 7-goal thriller? And no one is watching. They're watching from outside, not inside the stadium. What results from the 92 games are decided? 10 goals scored, and those 10 goals, you have just 2 players responsible for 6 of them. Remarkable result from the UEFA Champions League, where you have Leipzig and Tottenham. Of course, Leipzig doing the double over Tottenham, 4-0 on aggregate. And of course, the one between Valencia and Atalanta ended 3-4 on the night and 8-4 on aggregate. Well, that was huge.
Let's cut to the chase and
just talk about the game itself.
Spurs and Tottenham. Yesterday, our guest Jose was sounding a bit confident, optimistic. Our guest said, "Nah, I'm not buying that. Tottenham in big trouble." He didn't see that side overturning the 1-0 deficit. It panned out to be just so.
Bad night. So much problems, so much trouble. People are getting into Mourinho's scheme. They're hitting him hard. I don't think we should at the moment, because that club is in disarray. That club is in a lot more trouble than Mourinho even thought before he took that job, because when you lose Harry Kane, when you lose Son Heung-min, when you lose Moussa Sissoko, it is almost the spine
as well.
Bergwijn is out now. It is the spine of the team that is being ripped to shreds, and it's quite difficult to be able to get the players to be able to perform at the maximum. They play without a striker. I'm quite frustrated that they can't even score. They are finding it very difficult to create chances and even get balls on target. Lucas Moura is not a centre forward.
He's not.
It's difficult for him to be able to navigate his way on the pitch as a centre forward.
Doesn't have the game.
It's difficult.
Dele Alli can't do that.
Dele Alli can't do it. He's not a number 9, even though he makes good runs into the box. But it's so difficult. But again, my worry for this Tottenham side is the fact that they are conceding a lot of goals
as well.
And that is quite uncharacteristic with a Jose Mourinho type of manager. Hugo Lloris made a mistake, horrible mistake. Shouldn't be bitten from that sort of range with that sort of shot.
Twice.
Because he's a quality goalkeeper.
Yes, he is.
You're a quality goalkeeper. You're a consistent goalkeeper. You're one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You cannot be beaten like that.
Okay.
And he wasn't a strike that was hit with so much venom.
Precisely.
He wasn't as well.
He wasn't present. He wasn't present.